Welcome, children. In today's session, we are going to discuss some of the extra questions of chapter number 13, that is, why do we fall ill? These questions will not be given to you in exercise questions. So it's a very good practice to solve and discuss these questions here in today's session. So this session is going to be very, very important and useful for you. So please pay extra attention. So the first question taken here is, when is a person said to be healthy? The answer is, a person with a state of physical, mental and social well-being is said to be healthy. Here all three parameters are very, very important. If any of these three parameters is missing from this answer, then you are surely going to reduce your marks. So the three important parameters for defining the healthy state of any person are physical, mental and social well-being. Now the second question is, what is a disease? Disease is a state of body in which organ or any part of body show variations from their functions, normal functioning. So any slight change in the functioning of any part of body or organ is called as disease. Disease can be because of some infection. Disease can also be because of some toxicity of outside material into the body. Disease can also occur because of malnutrition or deficiency of any nutrient in your body. So there are further gradations in diseases. Now next question is, which bacterium is responsible for peptic ulcer? So the answer is, a bacterium called Helicobacter pylori is responsible for peptic ulcers. Children, here one more thing is important, that is why the name is so long here. Scientifically, we give names to plant and living organism in a systematic manner, in which one is genus and other one is species of that particular strain. So here the bacterium which causes peptic ulcer has a genus Helicobacter. So Helicobacter is a genus and pylori is a species. So this full name, Helicobacter pylori, is the actual name of that bacteria, and which consists of one genus and the other one species. Genus is always denoted with first letter capital with this, and with the species the first letter should always be small. Next question is, name the microbe that does not have its own biochemical mechanisms but depends upon that of the host cell. The answer is virus. Virus is the microbe that does not have its own biochemical mechanisms, but it depends upon the host cell for its biochemical mechanisms. Next one is, which disease is called hydrophobia and why? This is a very common question, you should know. Rabies is also called as hydrophobia because a person who is already bitten by a rabid dog shows some fear with water. That person don't like to go nearby that water. So this condition is called as hydrophobia, phobia for water. So rabies is also called as hydrophobia because the person suffering from this disease develops a fear of water. The person has a difficulty even in drinking water. Now the next question is, what is a mode of transmission of pneumonia? Most of the children, small children and people in old age suffer with pneumonia. And nowadays also, because of this corona infection, most of the patients shows the infection of pneumonia. So what is this pneumonia actually? Pneumonia is very common disease, so we should know about it. The mode of transmission of pneumonia is air. The causative agent of pneumonia is present in air, so it gets spread by the air. Next question is, give one local and one general effect of the inflammation process. Children, this question is also related to our general body response, so we should know its answer. Swelling or pain is a local effect. When you get hurt or when some insect bites you, that time you get swelling and pain, both the things in skin. And these are local effects, localized to that particular area. Fever or headache is a general effect. Your entire body shows that effect. So fever or general and this headache is a general effect, whereas swelling or pain is a local effect. Next question is, name the organism causing the following diseases. There are multiple diseases, children. You should know, now you are in a little higher class, so you should know about all that common diseases and its causative agent and symptoms and how to cure it. So here I have taken only 2 examples. First one is Kala Azar. Its name is very attractive, that is why I have chosen it here. Kala Azar. It is caused by leishmania. It is caused by leishmania. And the next disease's name is sleeping sickness. Sleeping sickness is caused by trypanosoma. Now the next question is, it is diagnosed that a patient has lost its power to fight against any infection. Means what? That person's or the patient's immunity has lowered down. So there is one statement given to you. Out of that statement, 2 questions are asked. So the first question is, name the disease the patient is suffering from. And the second question is, name the pathogen which can be responsible for this disease. So name of the disease which is related with deficient immunity or reduced immunity is very common, that is AIDS. AIDS is a short name of the disease. The full name of the disease is acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. So its name itself suggests that it is something, or it is a disease which is related with deficiency in immunity of a person. And the second part of the question is, name the pathogen which can be responsible for this disease. We all know AIDS is caused by HIV. HIV is again a short name and its full name is human immunodeficiency virus. So this AIDS is caused by a virus and its full name is human immunodeficiency virus. Its name is also suggesting that this disease and this virus is something which is making the deficiency or reducing the immunity of a patient. So you should be able to easily get the answer of this question. Now next very important question. What is immunity? The answer of this question is the ability of the body of a person to fight against the various types of microorganisms which are present in our surrounding is called immunity. Now another question related to this is, name any disease that can be prevented by using vaccines. There are n number of diseases. And what answer should come in your mind according to today's scenario? Yes, corona is a name of disease which can be prevented by vaccine, and we all are waiting for the vaccine of corona. Next question is, how do children in many parts of India get immune to hepatitis A by the time they are 5 years old? So this question says, how they develops the immunity automatically even when they are not given hepatitis A vaccine. So the reason behind this is the children become immune to hepatitis A virus as they are already exposed to hepatitis A virus which is present in water they drink. So once that hepatitis A virus automatically comes through the water into their body, their body's immune system naturally functions against it and develops the immunity. So by the time they are 5 years old, their body is already immune to hepatitis A. The next question is, name the causative agents or organisms of tuberculosis and cholera. These two diseases are very common diseases in India. That is why these examples are taken here. So tuberculosis is also known as TB, and it is caused by a bacterium which is called as Mycobacterium tuberculosis. Here also one more important thing is there, that is the name of that causative agent. Again, it is a scientific name in which two names are there. Mycobacterium is the genus of that causative organism, whereas tuberculosis is the species of that organism. So here this entire scientific names consist of two subnames which denotes genus and species of that causative agent. So it is Mycobacterium tuberculosis. So here you can again observe the first letter of Mycobacterium, that is capital, and the first letter of tuberculosis, that is small. So this is how we write genus and species of living organism, whether it is a plant or any other living organism, or it can be a human being. In all the living organism, the scientific name is written in a proper manner. Now move on to the next disease, that is cholera, which is caused by a bacterium which is known as Vibrio cholerae.